Did this dolphin just ask for help? Though it may have never occurred to us that animals have emotions, these creatures do feel joy and sorrow, and they can suffer just like humans do. Now that we know this, here's some examples of animals trying their best to ask people for help. Number 15, leopard's head stuck in a water pot. Thirsty much? This leopard didn't know what it was getting itself into when it got its head into a water pot. I bet it saw some water in the pot and thought to itself, jackpot! When the time came for it to remove its head, alas, what just happened? You can imagine the fear of the villagers of India when they saw a leopard, but it wasn't a normal day. Instead of attacking, the dangerous animal walked backwards, trying to pull their head out of the pot. Giving up, it knew it had to ask for help and humbly sat on its limbs waiting for help. The villagers were kind enough to call the forest officials to come help the leopard. Number 14, an engaged giraffe. A giraffe was spotted in Kenya walking around with a black tire on its neck. How and when it got that tire stuck on its neck, nobody knows, but it surely needed some help fast. Animal rescuers came through and helped the giraffe out of the tire. Looking at the situation, the giraffe didn't need to utter a word for the humans to know it needed help. How sweet is that? Number 13, can you be my new mommy? Imagine you're busy running through the woods and you come across a baby deer who just can't get over the fact that you're not its mom. That's how this deer came to the woman. It was only a couple of days old and hadn't seen its mom for over 24 hours. Before you exclaim how careless the mother is, just know that deers often abandon their kids. When the woman managed to get the baby deer to stop following her, she went home, but couldn't stop thinking about it. Later that night, she went back to the woods to look for it, and when she found it, she took it to her home. You can see through the love that it gives the woman that it was indeed grateful. Number 12, raccoon hurt his paw. Like the deer, this injured raccoon came up to the human late at night when they were outside with their pets. For an animal that's termed as potentially aggressive when meeting with humans, this raccoon was rather friendly. It limped up to the person and sat down, showing its hurt paw and bloodied lip. For a raccoon to humbly go up to them, it knew they would help in one way or another, since they had pets around. These animals may not be as ignorant as we thought them to be. Number 11, buffalo stuck in a swamp. At the Liwa Wildlife Conservancy located in Kenya, the cry of a young buffalo stuck in a swamp was heard by a team of wildlife workers who came to its rescue. One of the wildlife experts claimed that the young buffalo must have been wallowing with its mum when it got stuck. It seems the calf had stayed stuck for a long time, since after the rescue, it didn't go on its own way straight away, but waited for a bit. Their hind legs were weak, and therefore, it needed some time to recover. Nevertheless, it was grateful for the two rescuers. Number 10, baby elephant stuck in the mud. Whether humans or animals, aren't mothers the most precious thing the world could have? This elephant's mum frantically tried to dig her child out of a mud pit that was burying him alive. Unable to do much, she sat by her child's side and waited for help. Locals saw the distressed mother and child and sent out a message to animal experts. Unfortunately, the message didn't reach them right away since the place is so remote. But they arrived in 2 days, finding the baby elephant struggling to keep its head above the sticky mud. The team managed to dig out the baby, and the mom later thanked them for their generosity. Number 9, raccoon stuck in an army tank. Is this raccoon trying to steal the tank and eradicate human civilization, or what? If it is, then we're in for a bumpy ride. Luckily, it's not anything close to that. The raccoon was just fat enough to not be able to get back through the tank. If it could speak, then maybe we would have understood how it got into that situation. As for now though, this little raccoon's just happy that they got saved out of that tank. Number 8, stranded orca. Have you ever heard an orca cry? Well, it was just a seemingly ordinary morning that a whale researcher, Eric Keane, heard the cry of an orca coming from the coast. He was sailing the seas around British Columbia, and when he heard the strange sound, he wasn't quite sure what it was. Upon investigations, he discovered the source was a young orca trapped on a patch of sharp rocks. The orca had been washed up on the shores and got itself wedged. What followed next was a rescue unlike any other. Number 7, hungry squirrel eats a banana. Is the squirrel hungry or just infatuated by the banana? This funny yet delightful clip shows a squirrel taking tiny bites of a banana. Isn't it adorable the way it goes away, then comes back to eat some more? It's like, I got trust issues, but oh, this is sweet enough to risk. I don't know about you, but I think if humans and animals could learn to trust each other, then the world would be a better place. Number 6, bear asks for food. It's not always advisable to feed the animals in a zoo or a park, but these bears don't know that. In a zoo in Madrid, the bears are seen asking for food. It's quite unlikely that they're really hungry because they're in a zoo. I mean, the animals at zoos are well fed, right? The way they wave their paws to ask for food is so funny and adorable that you just can't help but give them something. Number 5, baby elephant saved from a ditch. It seems baby elephants are kind of clumsy, don't you think? This elephant fell into an abandoned well in Kerala, India, and got trapped. It's not clear how many days or hours the baby was trapped, but the elephant family was on the other side of the river, making soft sounds as they waited for help. Wildlife officials and local people came to the rescue and used an earth mover to help the baby get out. The whole time, the other elephants are on the other side watching them. What they did after seeing the baby get out amazed everyone. Is it just me, or did they salute the humans after they welcomed their little one? Them acknowledging the rescuers was something no one expected. Number 4, tiger asks for help. Whether this story is true or not, it's a heartwarming one. It's a Russian local story about a tiger who came to the front door of a man who was the assistant doctor of a medical clinic, asking for help, hoping to get rid of a noose around its neck. It was during the winter, and the snow was too much. At night, when the man was asleep, he was woken by rustling at the front door. Wanting to check what was happening, he tried to go outside, but the door wouldn't open. Resolving to use his window, the man got out of the house and went to check what was blocking his door from opening. Alas, a tiger was on his porch! But the interesting thing was that the tiger didn't look harmful in any way. He then noticed the rope on the neck of the tiger. The rope was used by poachers to trap animals. The story continues with the paramedic helping the wounded tiger, sheltering it for 2 weeks, and with the help of other villagers, the tiger got better. Shockingly, the tiger came back with a hunted deer as a token of the paramedic's generosity. Number 3, sea turtle with a straw up its nostril. This is a very sensitive clip showing a straw being removed from a sea turtle's nostril. Trust me, after watching the video, you'll probably never want to litter in the remaining years of your life. It shows how and why plastic waste is detrimental to marine life, even the little single-use plastics like straws. A research team led by Christine Figener from Texas A&M University found a male olive Ridley sea turtle during an in-water research trip in Costa Rica. The turtle had a 10 to 12 centimeter plastic straw lodged in their nostril, which they removed. The turtle cries painfully as they remove the straw. Knowing that this turtle's pain was caused by an item that's human-made and used by most of us is just saddening. Number 2, mother elephant crying for her baby. You never overcome the determination of a mother's love. By now, you figured out that elephants are very emotional animals who never forget how you treat them. And this particular elephant will forever remember the kind humans who helped her baby. She wasn't going anywhere without her baby, and she made sure she kept her word. She would not stop crying until rescuers figured out what she wanted. At some point, she was shocked by an electric fence, and the humans had to turn off the electricity. When she woke up, she decided to lead them to her baby. That was when they understood why the elephant was so determined for them to follow her. Her baby was in a muddy well. The rescuers did everything possible to save the baby until it was able to get back out on its own. As soon as the baby got out, it looked for its mother, and together they went back home. I don't know about you, but this act just showed hope in humanity. Number 1, trapped dolphin asks for help. Dolphins are one of the planet's smartest creatures, but one thing they lack is opposable thumbs. They are clever enough to acknowledge that they can approach humans, though, to get help with those hard-to-reach spots. Since they love interacting with humans, it's easy for them to ask for favors. This video is clear evidence of that, as it shows a bottlenose dolphin approaching divers for help. The dolphin had limited mobility due to a hook and fishing line restricting a pectoral fin. The diving instructor, Keller LaRose, noticed that the dolphin was hanging around them in a way that wasn't normal, and that it wasn't able to move freely. On closer inspection, he realized the ocean debris lodged in the fin. They knew the dolphin needed their help when it not only allowed the divers to attempt to work the line and hook out of the fin, but shifted its body to make it easier. Luckily, the divers were able to remove the fishing line, which allowed increased movement for the animal, although the hook wasn't removed. That dolphin deserved a high five for being so brave. See you next time.